That ewe was good. In case you guys were wondering, I know we didn't tell you last night after we got done eating how it tasted. 3-year-old ewe, and she tasted just like a lamb, except the meat was a little denser, okay? Now some of you guys, as Stacy was talking about earlier, you might have had lamb before, but you didn't like it because it wasn't cooked properly. You don't want to overcook your lamb. And the other reason why is because somebody slipped you some mutton and they didn't season it and cook it properly, so it left that gamey taste in your mouth, and you were like, oh, I don't like that. And so now you won't eat lamb anymore. But it actually tasted really good. Mrs. Chicken's here. I think she wants to lay an egg. But it tasted fantastic. It was just a little denser. Me and Stacy were like commenting on it, and we really wanted to see, like, you know, what was the difference. So the Katahdin sheep are the sheep that we raise, and they're called hair sheep, okay? Another reason why older than a year sheep, normally called mutton, doesn't taste well is because they're wool sheep. And wool sheep produce a lot of oils in their skin, and that also taints the meat, especially if you get a hold of a ram. Woo! Okay, so what we're gonna be doing today is we have to get a couple of projects done. This one is Stacy's little sweetheart project. I'm gonna knock that out for her today, and then I'm gonna take you guys along right now and show you what's up. But first, I have to kind of prep these filters that I got here. So a video that's going to be coming up pretty soon, which is going to be hilarious, but I think you guys are going to love it, has to do with what I'm unboxing right here. And they're just some filters, and I just want to kind of get them ready so I know what I'm dealing with. They just showed up, and I'm going to get them ready, check them out, make sure they're all good, and my extra special connector pieces are here, which they are. And now we'll go tackle Stacy's project outside. It's a little windy out there. But this is going to be pretty fun, so come on, let's go. In case you're wondering, that's the woodlot office I've been showing you guys. So got a nice little lock door on there now and all that stuff. So we'll go right around the corner here and start this project. So I'm really excited about the woodlot project. That'll be going in full swing here in a second. But I'm also pretty excited about this project as well. This project's really cool because once we're done with it, it's going to produce food for the next 30 years. Now let me show you exactly what I have here as far as materials go, and I'll give you an idea of what we'll be doing. 4 T-posts, you could use 6, and 1 cattle panel. And that, I believe, is a, hold on. Yep, 16 feet. And 1 T-post driver. Now you can pick up one of these T-post drivers at any farm and home store, and it's going to be a good investment. You don't want to be out here driving T-posts with a sledgehammer. Somebody's going to get hurt. And when you use these T-post drivers, be very careful. You guys will start going up. You guys will start pounding these things in here, and you'll go up too high, and you can come down and actually hit yourself in the head. I've seen it happen. So make sure you be careful out there with these things. Now I want this T-post in there pretty good because there's going to be quite a bit of weight on it. And when I put that cattle panel on here, I'm going to show you guys, it's going to be off the ground some. So I just want to make sure, and the higher up it is, the higher up you can make your arch so you can walk underneath it. That's what that cattle panel is going to be. I just let the cat out of the bag. It's going to be a trellis. Ha! Come on over here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tie off this cattle panel to this T-post using some spare wire that I have around the homestead. So I'm probably going to go about to there, get her fastened, and then do the other side. And you just want to make sure that you keep this level. So whatever distance you figure out that you need at your place that you're doing this at, because everyone's a different size. I'm 6'5", 6'5 1/4", and Stacy's short. So if you live around short people, it doesn't have to be that tall. But for us, we'll need that as much as we can. So we'll get this fastened up right here, making sure we're the same number down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we just want to make sure visually, or you could bring a level out. It's not that important. Visually, if it's level, and once it's level, secure it onto the wire. I'll show you guys how I do that. I like to go around the T-post, and then I like to give myself a little extra slack, okay? I like to bring that around like that. Then I like to go underneath, like a saddle, kind of like a, going underneath that, popping back up. And then I like to come down and tie the two together. And what that'll do is just give me a little extra strength, keeping this tight against the post so it rests on this nipple here. And then I just cut this off, grab my little Klein pliers here, which you guys should have on the Homestead, and then just twist it up, lock it into place there. And if you be careful, don't twist that too much. If you do, it'll end up breaking on you and you'll have to start all over again. Rabbit ear is out of the way so no one gets snagged on them. And there you go. I'm gonna go get Stacy right now and she's gonna talk to you about what we're planning. But before I get her over here, I'll be a nice husband and go ahead and drop these holes in there for her. So all she has to do is plant them. You don't even know what they are yet, but she's gonna tell you. She's gonna tell you. But they'll produce food for 30 years. And she's excited about the food they produce. Nice, look at all those worms. Everything's waking up. Spring is in the air. Look how green the grass already turned. You guys probably watched some of those other videos. We had brown grass everywhere. It looked really dead and boring. Everything's waking up now.
Wow, wasn't that nice of Doug to already pre-dig my holes for me? So that's great. This is my favorite part, just digging in the dirt. But I'm so excited because it's been a very long time. From the moment we moved out here 10 years ago, I always wanted a grape arbor. And today's the day, so I'm very, very happy because I always wanted grapes. And the funny thing is I'm more excited to have grapes, not for the actual grape itself, but for the leaves, because I'm going to be using the leaves for so many things. So stay tuned and I'm going to let you know about all of the different things I'm going to use those leaves for. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get started with these. I got Concord grapes, and these are going to be really good for me because I'm going to be able to make juice with them, and then we can eat them fresh off the vine. I can do different things with jellies. So I'm really excited. It's a very versatile grape. And I'm going to go ahead and plant them. And when I'm planting them in the holes, I want to make sure that the holes give the plant enough elbow room that it can move around. So Doug already did a good job digging the hole. Just going to make sure. And when you're planting your grapes, you want to make sure when you're planting them where you're putting them. It's very important. It's kind of a strategic kind of thing. You want to make sure that it's parallel to your prevailing winds. So for us, our prevailing winds are north and south here. So this is where we placed our, you want to make the plants to be parallel to the prevailing winds. And you want to make sure that you have it on a lot of times on hills or slopes where you have good drainage and good fertile soil. So right here, it's perfect. It's coming down from the barn. It's going down the hill. We get great drainage here. And I think this will will be a great spot for them. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I have, 3 inches or so of some loose topsoil that I'm going to put in. I'm going to stick this guy right in. The ground is nice. Lots of rain. So this will be perfect timing because I think we might be getting rain in the next couple days. Put these guys in. Now when you're putting the grapes in, you don't want them up too high. You want them not quite the height of the hole. And this will give it plenty of room so that it can trellis up. And generally when you're planting your grapes, you want them to be about 6 feet apart or so. And I know a lot of people are wondering, well, how many grapes should I plant? How many grape plants should I plant for my family? And generally the recommendations are when you're doing grapes, if you have about 5 people in your family, you could be planting about 8, 10, 12 plants, and that'll supply everyone for all the fruit that you need. And there's just a couple of us, so 4 plants will be fine for us. Now we're getting ready for plant number 2. So they call grapes the queen of all the fruits. And it's been cultivated from like 1000 BC. So it's been around a very long time. And the cool thing about grapes, and I chose the purpley grapes, the Concord grapes, because they have something called anthocyanins that are an extra, like heavy-duty, super-duty antioxidant. So you guys might have heard about, red wine and the health benefits from it. And it's from something called, from the skins of the red grapes called resveratrol. And resveratrol is really good. It's like a super antioxidant. It's good for your cognition, for your brain, for your nervous system, for immune system, for your health, preventing disease, all these wonderful things. And so that's one of the main reasons I wanted to get the darker grapes. And since Doug and I are getting older, the Concord grape is really known, especially the juice, to help with anti-aging and your memory and your cognitive ability and all that good stuff. It'll help with our skin and we'll look like we're 20 years old next year. So that's another great reason why I'm going to be growing the Concord grape. All right, it's 2 down, 2 to go. And did you guys know that with grapes, if they're cultivated properly, you can get up to 30 years of the fruit from them. So we're going to do our best here. Hopefully we'll get 30 years here. The grapes that we're planting here we got from Stark Brothers Nursery, which is the oldest continuing operating nursery in all of the United States, which is pretty cool. And they're our neighbors. They're just right down the street. Now I wanted to talk a little bit about the leaves of the plant because they are edible. No one eats the leaves. I'm Armenian. I grew up eating the leaves. We ate something called dolmas, which are the grape leaves, and you roll them either in rices, vegetables, or you can do meats, and you use them and you eat them. And growing up, that's all we had. We had a little grape vineyard in the backyard, and my grandmother would come over and pick the leaves, and all of our relatives, we'd go and give them to them. And especially in September. September was the time of year that the leaves would be more potent and more powerful, like medicinally and health-wise. So they would like them, those kind of leaves, the fresh leaves around September. But the leaves are amazing. They are full of fiber. They have calcium and magnesium, which is great for your bone health and your nervous system. And the cool thing about these beautiful leaves when they're young, you don't want to eat them when they're older, you want to eat them when they're younger, is they are a source, a plant source of omega-3 fatty acids. And there aren't very many plant sources sources of omega-3s, and this is one. So if you guys are not eating your grape leaves, you definitely should. And they're also great, like in place of lettuce. Let's say you don't have lettuce, you can put it on your hamburger or a sandwich, or just break them up and put them in a salad. So it's an amazing way to use these leaves. Now you guys are in the greenhouse with me, and I'm going to show you a little trick how to recycle your pots that you get, that we got from Stark Brothers, because we have pesky chickens here, and they can wreak havoc on our plants. So I'm going to show you a little trick. Okay, all my bottoms are cut off, so let's get going. I'll show you how to do it. So here's a little trick. All I'm going to do is put this over my plants, because those chickens, after you plant something, they want to come and get all the bugs and the worms. So they're going to scratch, and a lot of times they'll go ahead and scratch it all the way to the roots. So at least this will kind of protect it a little bit. Well, there goes another successful project. I love the trellis, don't you guys? I think it's so cool. It'll be neat later on this summer to look out the window in the front there and look at the greenery growing up the side. But in the meantime, Doug's over there working on our outdoor shower, so I can't wait for him to get that done so that we can use it. And I hope you guys got a nugget or two from this today, especially about eating the greens of the grapes, because they are so healthful. Other than that, I hope you guys are having a great day, getting out in the sun, getting in the dirt, growing something, because growing is awesome and making our health better. And you know, food is life, and get growing, and I'll see you guys later.